Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees to today's morning japa session and short Srimad Bhagavatam class. I thank all the devotees who have done their japa services on behalf of all my leaders. So now let us start the next program, which is short Srimad Bhagavatam class. So let's start with a short kirtan. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tiravanachari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashta Aishwa Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So, let us read the verse. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 15th and Shloka number 38. Yes. Swarat Pautram Vinayinam Atmanah Susamam Gunaihi Toyanivyah Patim Bhumer Abhyasinchat Kajahvaye Swarat Pautram Vinayinam Atmanah Susamam Gunaihi Toyanivyah Patim Bhumer Abhyasinchat Kajahvaye. So let us read the translation from Srila Prabhupada. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thereafter, in the capital of Hastinapura, he enthroned his grandson, who was trained and equally qualified as the emperor and master of all land bordered by the seas. I think we can also read the purport. So let us read. The total land on the earth bordered by the seas were under the subjugation of King of Hastinapura. Maharaj Yudhishthira trained his grandson, Maharaja Parikshita, who was equally qualified in state administration in terms of king's obligation to the citizens. Thus, Parikshit was enthroned on the seat of Maharaj Yudhishthira prior to his departure back to godhead. Concerning Maharaj Parikshit, the specific word used, Vinayinam, is very significant. Why was the king of Hastinapura, at least till the time of Maharaj Parikshit, accepted as the emperor of the world? The only reason is that the people of the world were happy because of the good administration of the emperor. The happiness of the citizens was due to the ample production of natural produce such as grains, fruits, milk, herbs, valuable stones, minerals, and everything that the people needed. They were even free from all bodily miseries, anxieties of mind, and disturbances caused by natural phenomena and other living beings. Because everyone was happy in all respects, there was no resentment, although there were sometimes battles between the state kings for political reasons and supremacy. Everyone was trained to attain the highest school of life, and therefore the people were also enlightened enough not to quarrel over trivialities. The influence of the age of Kali gradually infiltrated the good qualities of both kings and their citizens, and therefore a tense situation developed between the ruler and the ruled. But still, even in this age of disparity between the ruler and the ruled, there can be spiritual emolument and God consciousness. That is special prerogative. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So, yeah, now let us start this lecture. I pray to all the Vaishnavas, I seek your blessings so that whatever I say will be in the line of Guru Parampara and pleasing to all Vaishnavas and Srila Prabhupada and Krishna. Hare Krishna. So let us see the verse again. Swarat pautram vinainam atmanah susamam gunaihi toyanivyah patim bhumer abhyashinchad gajahvaye. So thereafter, in the capital of Hastinapura, he enthroned his grandson, who was trained and equally qualified as the emperor and master of all land bordered by the seas. So, Swarat, they are saying, the emperor. Who is the emperor here? Here, the emperor is Yudhishthir Maharaj. Yudhishthir Maharaj is said as Swarat. Swarat means he is not dependent on anybody. He is completely free. Right? Implies that he does not have to follow orders of any others, but he can give the orders. But of course, he is completely dependent only on Krishna. That is why he can be taken as the representative of Krishna, because he is working on behalf of Krishna. So the point to understand here is the emperor or the ruler of a country or a state must be the representative of the Supreme Lord. So Raja Pratyaksha Devata, what we hear. Raja is the god who can be seen, right? And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says in his Guruvashtaka, Yasya Prasada, the Bhagavat Prasado. That means when one pleases the the Guru, in this case, we can take it as the king. When one pleases the king who is completely dependent upon Krishna, then one completely pleases Krishna also. So, Yasya Prasadat Bhagavat Prasado. Why? Why? Because the king is so much filled with good qualities that he is able to please the Supreme Lord. If a king who is dependent upon Krishna is elected for governing a state, what happens is he follows the rules and regulations, right, which are given in the scriptures. For example, we do not eat meat. Meat eating is prohibited. Gambling is prohibited. All such kind of sinful activities are prohibited. When the leader of a country completely follows this, he also implements in his country, right, all these rules, and that at that time all the slaughterhouses will be closed, right, and all the liquor shops they'll also be closed, right. All these kind of sinful activities will be stopped immediately. What happens at that time is Supreme Lord will be pleased, and because Supreme Lord is pleased, he'll supply all the necessities of life. That's why all these people in the Hastinapura, they were completely happy with Maharaj Parikshit. Here Yudhishthira Maharaj is seeing whether Parikshit is equally qualified as me or not. Of course, he is not seeing as me, but he is seeing like he equally qualified or not. But the Brahmanas who see the horoscope of Maharaj Parikshit, they confirms him that yes, Maharaj Yudhishthira, he is very much qualified. He's just like you. You are also a great devotee of Lord. He is also going to be great hero and great devotee of the Lord. So this horoscope is made immediately after a child is born, because it is the duty of Maharaj Yudhishthira to look after that a competent king is elected after his departure, because Krishna has elected Yudhishthira Maharaj. Krishna made the whole Mahabharata fight, the Kurukshetra war, only to enthrone Yudhishthira as the representative, because he knew that Duryodhana could not take up this responsibility. Only Maharaj Yudhishthira can be the representative of him. Hence, he made all these arrangements to put Maharaj Yudhishthira in the throne of king. So what is the duty of Maharaj Yudhishthira is to continue this kind of legacy. He needs to continue, he needs to check that whether Parikshit is also equally qualified to take up the orders of Supreme Lord, to execute the orders of Supreme Lord. And of course, we see that The father of Maharaj Parikshit, Abhimanyu, he was also a very great warrior, right? Such that 7 or 8 very great warriors were required to defeat him. He was just 16 years old at that time when he died in the war of Kurukshetra. So, still, we can see how the uh, descendants of Maharaj Yudhishthira were equally powerful. This is called parampara. Hmm. When the king is very much efficient, what happens is he begets the child which is also so much efficient. Just like how our dear acharyas all are equally qualified to propagate this Krishna consciousness movement, because the acharya is perfect and he will also look for a perfect acharya. Like that, here Yudhishthira Maharaj is perfect and he is also looking for a perfect king for his citizens. Now, what happens is all the people will also follow what the king does, right? Because yadyadacharati shrestha tata devetaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokastadanuvartate. That means whatever a great man does, the common people will imitate that. They follow them, right? So whatever he sets as this is perfect, the others will also follow the same. That's why the leader should be very, very uh, perfect. So this perfect leader will elect the next perfect leader. That is ideal. That happens in monarchy. But in this Kali Yuga, in this democratic age, what is happening is people, first of all, Srila Prabhupada says people are rascal and they elect rascal leaders. So Srila Prabhupada says that. So yeah, in this age, they do not have a proper idea of how to elect the leader, and hence they end up electing a bad leader. And of course, people will only suffer after that. When they see that the president or prime minister is misusing his power, what happens is they are punishable, right? Just like that, even the human beings who have intelligence, they are most intelligent than other living creatures. So when they misuse their intelligence, they are also punishable. Their intelligence should be used to surrender unto the Supreme Lord, to understand their relationship with the Supreme Lord and get out of the miseries of the material world. But if they misuse their intelligence in working like hawks and dogs and not paying attention to their spiritual lives, then they'll also be punished. Hence, there are so many what problems which are being faced by all these people in the Kali Yuga. In the age of Parikshit Maharaj, because Parikshit Maharaj was a great king, he looked after that each of his citizens followed perfectly what Krishna wants. And hence, there are no problems. Right? There are no scarcities. There is complete ample production of milk, fruits, vegetables, rain, whatever they want, valuable stones. How means they were this Nagar is said as Hastinapura, Gajahvaya, right? Hastinapura. That means the kings were maintaining elephants in this kingdom. Spiritually rich, and they're also materially rich because they are looking after these elephants. Elephants cannot be looked after very easily. For each food timing, they eat 40 kgs of food. So, in order to provide that much and maintain those elephants, it is not possible for everybody. He has to be completely rich. We see nowadays only the rich people, they go to adopt an elephant, right? But they won't bring it to their houses. They keep it in the same forest and they just look after the needs with giving money like that. So during that time of Maharaj Yudhishthira and Parikshit Maharaj, they were looking after so many elephants. So we can try to estimate how much powerful they were. We can try to estimate how much materially rich they were. They were completely profusely provided by the Supreme Lord. Why? Why? Because they are following what Krishna wants. In this day, the Supreme Lord, by his own will, he reduces the amount of supply given by the nature. The Mother Earth, is uh, said to be the wife of Varahadevi, right? So a wife will be happy only where her husband is being nicely respected. So here Bhumi Devi is not so happy with the people of Kali Yuga, hence there are scarcity. So, yeah, that's why it is very important to elect a good leader. Here also, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that the Parikshit Maharaj was very well trained up by Yudhishthira Maharaj to take up these services. So there are no natural phenomena, disturbances like floods, excess rain, no rain, drought, all these things, and people were trained to look for the spiritual life. They were ignoring all the not so important things which were happening. Prabhupada is saying that there were some kind of quarrels between state kings, not the emperor, state kings, because of some political supremacy, those reasons. But people were trained that they used to ignore these things and they focused on their spiritual lives. So all these things we can know by this. And also one thing about the scientists, we can say that here, we see that Supreme Personality of Godhead is giving all the kinds of supplies which are required, which scientists uh, take it in another word. They just give another word, which is nature. Nature gives us all these things, they say. In our textbooks also, they say what are the uses of maintaining biodiversity, how why we have to look after the nature. It is because it provides us so many supplies, food supply, oxygen, the fruits, all these things. They also say that it is impossible for a man to provide all these things. Scientists themselves, they say. And still, they end up doing so much harm to the nature. They create so many things. For example, they have created this aeroplane, they have created motor cars, so many things which operate on the petrol, which is released into atmosphere. The harmful gases are released. And that, yeah, cutting trees for other things, like timber, that is paper, of course. The paper itself which comes, it is also being, like they say that within the time I read one chapter of my biology textbook, they are saying in the textbook itself that 1,000 hectares of Amazon rainforest is being cleared just within reading one page of the textbook. 1,000 hectares are being cleared just for some things like this. They are looking after the nature. But we say it is being given by the Supreme Lord because the scientists are blind. They cannot see who is operating behind all this nature. Just like a car, an automatic machine which is there, which operates on itself, but it is being created by a man who has this intelligence. Man has created. So, yeah, the man can create a small intelligent things, maybe an aeroplane that is and something on. Aeroplane floats in the air, right? So Supreme Lord is supreme intelligent. He can make the planet which contains thousands and millions of such kinds of aeroplanes, along with millions of mountains and oceans, all these things. He can make them float. It is Supreme Personality of Godhead. We see the instance that the earth was drowned in Garbhodaka ocean, right? So that means earth can also be drowned, but it is being floated by the Supreme Lord. So, like this, the Supreme Lord is very much competent enough to maintain everyone of the people, but people are not ready to understand that Supreme Lord is maintaining them. They think they are, gaining money and they are doing all these things. But if nature does not provide you with food, how can you use your money to get food, right? The soil, the water, the seeds, they are grown by the nature on the order of Supreme Lord. We have to remember that it is by the order of Supreme Lord. Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sa characharam, means the material world is working on my behalf, on my orders. That means if we please the Supreme Lord, then the Supreme Lord will naturally provide us with all kind of facility which are required. The nature in herself will be very happy when people are doing nice bhakti, Krishna consciousness. So these material scientists, they say that we do not agree anything which is not having any proof. But Srila Prabhupada mentions that to all the scientists, he is inviting all the scientists that you have a little bit faith to try what we are saying, to try what is given in the scriptures, not to immediately believe. That is not what we are saying, but you have to at least try the process first. Science means that there is a process, and which you if you correctly perform that process, then you will get such and such result. That is science, right? If we follow the process, we'll get the correct result. Like that, Krishna consciousness is also a science, bhakti is also science. So there are some stages of bhakti, and to attain such stages, there are there are particular path which is given in the scriptures. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, we can study all those particular details on how to reach each and every part of bhakti. Bhakti starts with the shraddha, right? Then sadhu sangha, then bhajana kriya, then anartha nivritti. Like this it goes on. There are 9 stages of devotional service, and all these 9 stages can be attained by following particular path. And there is also a trial, and there are also a check, how to check whether we are progressing or not. There are symptoms and signs of such you know stage of bhakti, and if we follow this process, we will reach the result, which is Krishna prema. So this is also a science which is to be followed and found out themselves. So all the scientists are hereby invited by Srila Prabhupada that you come and study these literatures. In these literatures, we find the instances that people do bhakti and they are completely free of all these problems. Why not try? Why not try to follow the instructions of Supreme Lord and see it for yourself if the problem is being solved or not? Because the scientists, when we ask them for whether how can you solve this problem, they say in some millions of years or in some 30 decades we will come with this kind of invention. But who is going to see all that, right? We want the result now. That we cannot accept as science. They are saying we'll do this, they will do this thing after such so many years, the science will be so much advanced, like this. But we need now. We are there now, we will not be there in the such so many decades, right? We're not going to see that. So scientists are giving this with no proof solutions for us. But here scriptures are giving proof solutions. They are giving you follow this and you'll get this in this life itself. They say they're not looking for look, there are so many diseases, right? I heard even the Nobel laureate who has received Nobel Prize saying that because of the scientific advancement, we are living longer. What we see that our ancestors were living so much longer. Actually, one one person from our class, he questioned, sir, actually our grandparents and all, they were living very much longer, no sir. And he said, no, 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 no. Because of scientific advancement, now we are actually living. Before they were dying very early. Even our teachers also repeated that after coming up from there. But such kind of blind people are there. They're unable to see what is happening in front of them. So at least they have to try. They're very much, I mean, the scientists, they're very much proud of their own eyes and their own senses, that they want to see everything with their eyes. They want to see, they want to get proof of everything. But as it says, that those who are more knowledgeable, they become more humble, right? A tree with more number of fruits is actually bending downwards. Like that, the scientists who have gone so far, they know that they know that there is something which is beyond our calculation. They know that the science which we are seeing is only gross. There is also subtle science which we are not able to understand, such as Einstein, Louis Pasteur. They all say that, yeah, there is some supreme lord, some supreme power. They also do not say God. Some supreme power is there. Like that, why not try first, right? Instead of blindly following means not only that you're following something without knowing what it is. That is not only that is blind method, even not trying and accepting that it is wrong, that is also a blind thing, you know. So yeah, scientists have done their creation, so many things they have created, but the mind of scientist is also created by Supreme Lord. You know, they say that consciousness, the human beings are self-conscious. That thing they give. Human beings are self-conscious and animals are not. But at least they have to be conscious that they are consciousness, right? They are not this body. There are so many things also. There are so many experiments also done by scientists themselves, but they are not being propagated nicely. They have done so many things, they have what uh, checked some regions in brain which work when we lift our hand, and manually they are going to activate that part of brain, and the person actually lifted his hand. The first time they asked that person to lift his hand, and he lifted his hand. And they asked the person who lifted the hand, and he said, I lifted the hand. Next time, what happened is manually they activated that part of brain which is responsible for lifting hand, and at that time also the hand got lifted. And then he asked, who lifted the hand? That person said, I did not lift the hand. You lifted the hand. So at that time they understood that, oh, the brain itself in itself is not the working principle. It is being activated by someone else. Just like how this brain was activated by that scientist, like that in his body also someone else is activating that brain. So that thing was also proved by the neurologists. But that thing is not being propagated nicely. Hence, this Krishna consciousness movement, Srila Prabhupada always says, where is the branch or where is the laboratory in your university which studies about soul? Hmm? So, yeah, Prabhupada in every university he used to ask this question, where is the branch which is dedicated for learning about the soul? That branch is given in Shrimad Bhagavatam. So, hence, so many science students, they are also in Krishna consciousness because they tried this one. They tried what is given in the Vedic scriptures, and they understood that this is a subtler science, not gross science, which we see around in our surroundings. So here I stop. Thank you so much for giving me this wonderful opportunity of sharing Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji Dandavat Pranam. Kindly forgive me if I have done some mistakes. It's only due to my anarthas. And thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Shila Prabhupada ki Jai, Jagat Guru. Shila Prabhupada.